over the last, whatever it's been, 5 weeks, I think our offense has been pretty good and moved the ball effectively. This was not a good game tonight. We'll evaluate as we move forward, but I'm looking at this as we had a bad day at the office offensively tonight, and we've got to improve from it.
A bad day just seems like it's an understatement for the Saints' loss to the Ravens on Monday Night Football. Welcome into our Black and Gold Report. I'm Corey Rholdon, joined by ESPN Radio's Matt Musso. And Matt, we gave a lot of praise to this team for their performance against the Raiders. It seems like they were underprepared against the Ravens. What are your takeaways?
Yeah, a bad day at the office. Dennis Allen is being pretty kind. You stunk. All right, there was nothing good. Not offense, not defense, not special teams. It was just pretty much all bad. So takeaway, there's no consistency with this team. How can you look so great against the Raiders like you've turned a corner and then just completely lay an egg like that in prime time on your home field against the Baltimore Ravens, who were banged up as well? It's one step forward, it's 2 steps back. You could go further. It looks like you turned a corner against the Seahawks and then you dropped 2 straight. There just is no consistency with this team, and with 8 games left, that doesn't look promising.
And I've said this all season, and I thought last week, this game wasn't going to be on the defense. You know what you're going to get with Lamar Jackson. You have to get your best 2 players the ball, in Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill. And the Saints did not do that on Monday night. Taysom Hill only had 1 rushing attempt. Alvin Kamara only had 12 touches. What happened to getting AK the ball in space? And we all know the percentages with drives ending in points when Taysom touches the ball, which brings me to my point. The Saints had to get AK and Taysom the football. So who do you start? My proposal is Taysom Hill. Here's why. Taysom is 7-2 as a starter, and he has been your best playmaker for the Saints offense this season. He has 7 total touchdowns, and the Saints are 3-6, struggling to find any consistency. Like you just said, why not just give the ball to your best 2 players and see where you can go from there? Matt, what are your thoughts?
It's interesting. I mean, normally when people have been asking who do you start, it's been Andy Dalton or Jameis Winston. But Jameis Winston clearly isn't healthy if you didn't make a change on Monday night. Taysom Hill, I wonder if it can work as well as it did under Sean Payton, without Sean Payton there, but also without the defense playing up to the standard that it was and up to the level that it was when Taysom Hill was going 7-2 as a starter. That is the one pause I have there. But I'm also inclined, Corey, to say it can't be any worse than it was on Monday night.
And just let them make plays. Like the Ravens designed their offense for Lamar Jackson. Why not design plays for Taysom Hill? Let him control the game, use his playmaking ability, and you always have either Taysom or Alvin touching the ball, your best 2 players. Now, they will play another AFC North team and the Pittsburgh Steelers, who has struggled this season as well. Pretty surprising for a Mike Tomlin coach team. Matt, what is your biggest matchup of this game?
Yeah, Mike Tomlin might be looking at his first losing record as an NFL head coach. That is. They're 2-6. So for me, Corey, it's the injured offensive line for the New Orleans Saints. You're most likely going to be without Eric McCoy, Andrews Pete on the injury report as well. So it wasn't great when Cesar Ruiz slid over to center against the Ravens. But to make things worse, TJ Watt's probably going to come off of injured reserve this week, because of course he will. This happens to the Saints all the time, whether it's a player like Roquan Smith getting traded to your opponent the week of the game, or now the Defensive Player of the Year reigning coming back in this football game. Mike Tomlin said on Tuesday they have a hurdle to clear, but they feel good about it. So can you keep whoever's at quarterback, Dalton, Hill, Jameis, whoever it is, can you keep them clean? That's going to be massive. And can you run the ball against that Steelers front?
My biggest matchup is actually the Steelers' rookie quarterback, Kenny Pickett. This season, he has 9 total turnovers in 6 games. He only has 2 passing touchdowns and 8 interceptions. The Saints have to have the same game plan they had against the Raiders, where they absolutely sent a lot of people, got pressure, and tried to create turnovers to help out that Saints offense as well, because we know the Steelers' defense is way better than their offense. But I believe this is a game where the Saints, like Tyrann Mathieu, should have a pick. Marcus May should have an interception. The Saints should get some easy turnovers and set their offense up in the plus side of the field. Now for our score predictions, Matt, who do you have in this one?
So, look, the Steelers stink too. They're not good.
They're horrible.
I mean, they're bad. You just ran through Kenny Pickett's numbers. They're 2-6, and they're at the bottom of their division. But this is a really tough spot for the New Orleans Saints. So Pittsburgh's coming off a bye. They're going to get healthy on defense with T.J. Watt, as we mentioned. And the Saints are on a short week. They're banged up front on the offensive line. I want to pick them. They're the favorite in this game, minus 1.5. But I just can't. I don't like the spot. Pittsburgh has 2 wins on the year. They've gotten to 20 points in each of them, so that's a key. The Saints' defense has been pretty bad. Give me the Steelers 20-17, low-scoring game in this one.
Like you said, 2 horrible teams. But if the Saints lose this game, Matt, the season's over.
Yeah.
The season is over. This is a game the Saints have to win. It's a must-win game for New Orleans, and I think they can have the same game plan like they had against the Raiders. Get pressure, create turnovers, make easy opportunities for your offense, and then give the ball to Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara. I have the Saints winning this one, actually, 24-17. They get back on the right track, only 1 game out of first place in the NFC South. It's crazy. This is crazy. What a horrible division.
It's awful. I mean,
you got the 3-6 Saints, 1 game out of the NFC South lead.
The Steelers 2-6. They're in the basement. The Saints are 1 game better, and they're 1 game out of first place in their division.
That's crazy. Well, thank you guys for joining us. That's the Black and Gold Report. We'll see y'all next week.